Welcome, my friends, to Game 1 of today's NHL picks. Let's dive straight into the matchup between the Buffalo Sabres and the St. Louis Blues, set to face off at the Enterprise Center this Sunday afternoon. The Sabres, sitting at 13-19-4, are riding some fresh momentum. After enduring a brutal 13-game losing streak, they've managed back-to-back wins over the Islanders and Blackhawks. But their defensive woes remain a glaring issue, allowing an average of 3.36 goals per game, ranking them 27th in the league. On the offensive side, Alex Tuch, Tage Thompson, and J.J. Peterka are the main contributors, combining for 81 points so far this season. Still, their struggles on the road can't be ignored, losing 4 of their last 5 away games. On the other bench, we've got the Blues, sitting at 17-16-4. They've also found their stride recently, with wins over Detroit and Nashville. Led by Jordan Kyrou, Robert Thomas, and Dylan Holloway, this team has put up solid numbers offensively, averaging 2.62 goals per game. Defensively, Joel Hofer has been reliable, boasting a record of 8-3-1 with a 2.75 goals against average. They'll aim to capitalize on Buffalo's defensive lapses and inconsistent penalty killing, which ranks 23rd in the league. The numbers tell us this: St. Louis has won 2 of their last 3 home games, while Buffalo has struggled mightily on the road. Combine that with the Blues' offensive edge and Buffalo's inconsistent defense, and the play becomes clear. And today's AI pick is the St. Louis Blues on the money line. We're just getting started, and there's plenty more action to come. Stick around as we hand it off to the next game. Stay sharp, and let's keep building momentum.
Game 2 is here, folks, and we've got the Edmonton Oilers facing the Anaheim Ducks. Let's break it down. The Oilers are fresh off a tough 4-3 overtime loss to the Kings, but don't let that fool you. Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid are still at the peak of their powers, riding 10-game point streaks. These two are a nightmare for opposing defenses, ranking 2nd and 6th in the league for scoring. Now, historically, Edmonton has dominated this matchup. They've taken 9 of the last 10 meetings, and their offense has been relentless, putting up 8-7, 5 and 6 goals in their most recent games against Anaheim. That's the kind of firepower that lights up scoreboards. On the other side, the Ducks have shown some fight with a 21-10 record against the spread this season. But defensively, they've had their struggles, and with John Gibson out due to illness, they're leaning on Lucas Dostal to keep Edmonton's elite defense in check. The numbers, the trends, and the matchup all point to one thing: goals, and plenty of them. And today's AI pick is over 6.5 goals. Keep that energy going because Simon will be taking us into Game 3 next. Let's keep the streak alive.
Moving on to Game 3, we turn our attention to a divisional clash between the New York Islanders and the Pittsburgh Penguins. The puck drops at PPG Paints Arena, and both teams enter on the second half of a back-to-back. The Islanders, with a record of 13-15-7, have struggled offensively this season. Ranking 28th in goals per game, they've scored 2 or fewer in half of their last 10 contests. Anders Lee leads the team with 27 points, but overall, New York has had a hard time finding the back of the net. Defensively, the story isn't much brighter. They rank 23rd in goals allowed per game, with Ilya Sorokin and Semyon Varlamov combining for inconsistent goaltending performances. On the other side, the Penguins stand at 16-15-5. Their offense has been decent, with 5 or more goals in half of their last 10 games. Sidney Crosby leads the charge with 39 points, backed by Evgeny Malkin's 29. But defensively, let's just say it's been a disaster. Pittsburgh ranks 31st in goals against per game and 29th in shots against per game. Neither Alex Nedeljkovic nor Tristan Jarry has provided the stability they desperately need between the pipes. History gives the edge to the Islanders, who are 7-3-0 in their last 10 meetings against Pittsburgh. Combine that with the Penguins' defensive woes, and it sets the stage for the visitors to capitalize. And today's AI pick is New York Islanders on the moneyline 100. We're heading toward the home stretch. Malachi will take the reins for Game 4, so stick with us as we continue delivering the best plays for tonight's NHL slate.
Game 4, boys and girls, and it's time to talk about the Dallas Stars and the Chicago Blackhawks. This one's shaping up to be a showcase for the Stars, so let's dig in. Dallas comes into this matchup with a 20-13-1 record, sitting in 4th place in the Central Division. While they've only won 4 of their last 10 games, this team is built on a foundation of rock-solid defense. They're allowing just 2.59 goals per game, led by standouts like Miro Heiskanen and Thomas Harley, who have combined for over 10 defensive point shares. Oh, and let's not forget Jake Oettinger in net, posting a 2.44 goals against average and saving 5.1 goals above expected. Offensively, Dallas is no slouch either, averaging 3.12 goals per game. With Matt Duchene, Jason Robertson, and Jamie Benn leading the charge, this team knows how to pile on the goals when it matters. Now, on to Chicago. The Blackhawks, with a 12-22-2 record, have the worst mark in the Central Division. Their offense has been a major letdown, scoring just 2.56 goals per game. Connor Bedard and Teuvo Teravainen might be trying their best, but they've gotten little support from the rest of the roster. Defensively, it doesn't get any better. They've allowed 3.28 goals per game, and goaltender Petr Mrazek is struggling with a .897 save percentage. Add in a leaky blue line, and it's no surprise they've dropped their last 3 games. The Stars have the edge in every department, and this one looks like it'll be all Dallas. And today's AI pick is Dallas Stars, 1.5, plus 110. We've got one more game to go, and it's going to be a big one. Natas is back to close things out for Game 5. Stick around, you won't want to miss it.
It's time to close out this 5-game slate with a clash between the Philadelphia Flyers and the Los Angeles Kings at the Crypto.com Arena. This matchup is brimming with intrigue, and here's why. The Flyers come into this game with a 15-16-4 record and have been struggling mightily on defense. They're dead last in the league in goals against, allowing an eye-watering 3.66 goals per game. In their last 5 outings, they've allowed at least 4 goals each time. Alexei Kolosov is expected to patrol the crease, and his numbers this season, 4-6-1, with a 3.34 goals against average and a .878 save percentage, don't inspire much confidence. On the other side, the Kings are having a solid season with a 19-10-5 record. They're 3rd in the league in goals against, allowing just 2.56 goals per game, and they bring a much more balanced approach to the ice. David Rittich is likely to get the nod in net, boasting a 2.46 goals against average and a 10-8-0 record. When these teams met 10 days ago, the Kings stormed back from a 3-2 deficit, scoring 5 unanswered goals for a 7-3 victory. Given Philadelphia's defensive struggles and Los Angeles' ability to capitalize on weak goaltending, this one feels like another opportunity for the Kings to dominate. And today's AI pick is Los Angeles Kings minus 1.5, plus 130. Before we wrap up, let's do a quick recap of tonight's AI picks. Game 1, Street Louis Blues on the money line. Game 2, over 6.5 goals in the Oilers vs Ducks matchup. Game 3, New York Islanders on the money line. Game 4, Dallas Stars minus 1.5, plus 110. Game 5, Los Angeles Kings minus 1.5, plus 130. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon. Stay sharp, and keep chasing the edge.